Hey everyone, what's up? Evil here, just killing some time. So I'm gonna do some Satan farming. I'm playing my one character today, so I want to just do a little bit of farming. I have a little bit of logging bonus left, about 8 minutes. So I'm gonna farm for a little bit, give you guys some tricks and hints about how to farm Satan. Now, because I'm wand, I usually farm it on normal. I can farm it on the other difficulties, but it becomes a little bit too long and not really worth it. Hang on. My volume is really high here, so let me adjust the volume just a little bit. Okay, alright, we're good. So, cool. So that's Satan. We're gonna make sure we're gonna carry Chidori and Moon King at all times. I have a lunge step sword that I use here to kind of get me through the first part. So once I'm in, I pretty much do my normal attack. I have a sacrifice sword also with me that I hang on to so that I can lower my health. Because if you're pretty decently leveled, you should be able to have your 105 mags by now, and it's gonna be best most utilized if you have low health. So get used to hearing the heartbeat all the time. So, hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the stream. I can't see the comments right now. I'm just, as you can tell, I'm fighting Satan. So, thanks for watching, and thanks for coming to the stream and kind of hanging out with me for a little bit. So, anyways, this is going to be a little bit of a random stream. I'm just going to be farming away here. Killing Satan as quickly as I can, giving you guys a little bit of some tricks and hints that I've sort of picked up as I've been farming Satan, both on my bow character and as a wand character, and sort of noticing the similarities. So usually what I do is I always have my staff on. I rapid storm here, and I change up to my lunge step, and I get 3 lunge step in. By the time that he spawns in, he's going to do the wall thing, and you're already behind him, just like that. And so you're already ahead of him. So something to look out for is every boss has sort of indicators for what moves they're going to do, so you can kind of figure out what they're going to do. So right here, he's probably going to shoot the laser, and then the next thing he's going to do is lunge at me. So, yep, there we go. So you can usually get out of the lunge if you run to the right of him. So to the right of him, there's sort of an area where his arm doesn't exactly touch. So he's going to lunge forward with his right arm in front of you, and that's the spike part, the sort of green looking spike that he has in front of you. Now that area is actually pretty big, so if you're running to the left of him as he's lunging at you, you're gonna take you can block that, but chances are you're gonna take a little bit of damage because it does multiple hits. So you can block the first one, but it's gonna hit you the second or third time. So something to watch out for also is when he does that, you want to block it, but because I'm sort of lagging a little bit, see how I run to the right of him? I can completely avoid his lunge. So right here, he's probably going to lunge at me, so I can completely avoid it, get to the side of him, and do three shots of that, and that finishes him off pretty quick. So as you can see, like, I farm on normal and it goes pretty quick. If you kind of get into the rhythm doing things, it's just an easy way of doing that. Now, I realize that this sort of method usually only applies to like range characters, but I've seen some Twin Swords users use this method as well, and it works just fine. I mean, it's just a matter of timing and finding an opening to get in and attacking him safely, right? So really just kind of watch for it. Usually 99% he's going to do the wall thing, so once you get behind him, you can get a few good hits on him. Then he usually does his lunge thing. See that? I took some damage. I took some sort of splash damage when he did that because I ran to the left of him. See, if I run to the right of him, see, I can completely avoid it, turn real quick, and be ready for the next attack. So I can cycle through pretty quickly and get him, when he's not looking, basically. So that's something to look out for. Also, when he lunges, he usually does the laser first, and then there's a high probability that he does the lunge after that. The laser that you're looking for is the one that does the sweep. So if he does the straight laser at you, there's a high chance that he's going to do the wall thing right afterwards. High chance, but not always the case. Just something to watch out for as you kind of watch for clues of what he's going to do. So once you get the hang of it, you can farm him pretty easily. I kind of like to hang out here because I like to kind of taunt him a little bit. If you're farther away, like I was earlier, he tends to want to do the laser because you're too far. And so now if you're up close, he's going to want to do the spin kick on you. So it's just a matter of what your preference is and how you want to play against him. I've done both sort of the long distance attack and the close range attack. I find that the close range is pretty nice, but it's a little bit unexpected because of that spin kick that he does, right? So you got to be in sort of like the sweet spot range of mid range to be able to not get hit by the spin kick, but also be close enough to get an opening to get in to attack him. So that's just something to be aware of. I always try to stand a little bit outside, so as you can see, I'm pretty used to playing range, and so I just watch for these type of things. And then so if you look, I'm just right outside of the range of attack. So let's say you need to repot, right? I always do 3 hits and then I repot, and then he usually is looking at me. So when he's looking at me like that, he'll generally do a laser shot, or he'll lunge at me straight ahead, just like what he did. So it's pretty safe that if you're quick enough to cycle through your skills and you get 3 shots off of him, you could pretty much use a sake safely. The only time that's not the case is if you're too close to him, and then what he'll do is he'll do the spin kick, or he'll just straight up lunge at you right away, because his attacks are basically, I guess, distance driven based on where you are and who he's targeting. So if you're close, he's going to do the kick attack. If you're far, he's going to do the laser attack. So that's that. When he does the ground electrocution thing, I usually switch over to my staff, and I do a rapid storm, or I use some pots. I use some sake. Sorry, not pots. Sake. During that time, it seems like a most opportune time. Sometimes what I would also do is when I see that he's about to do the ground electrocution, I'll get a shot off, like 1 shot in, and it'll register that it'll register the hit because he hasn't done sort of the animation yet. He's sort of getting into the animation, and I'll try to show you what that looks like if I get the opportunity. But you can only get 1 shot off, but that 1 shot is really helpful because he's basically just kind of hanging around, and if you can get 1 off on him, I mean, that's great. So that's a little trick. So, oh, that was kind of dangerous. I thought he was going to do the ground thingy, so I wanted to get that shot off of him, but apparently he didn't do that. So it's just something to watch out for. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. It's just a matter of, I guess, what he determines what he wants to do at that time. So it's all pretty much luck based. So yeah, that's pretty much some tricks that I've learned along the way while farming Satan. Overall, he's pretty easy to gauge. The trick is to be able to block his lasers, right? His sweeping laser is the only thing that's probably gonna get you besides the ground pound. See, right there. See, I got a shot off, and usually what I do is I'll roll backwards and I'll get out of safety. But I wasn't really paying attention that much just now. So I did get the shot off, but you know, I took a little bit of damage along the way, which is fine. He's gonna lunge at me because usually after two walls, if I'm far enough away, he's too far away and he'll lunge at me. Um, so yeah, that's another trick. Let's see. Another good trick that you guys could also use is you could bait him, right? So if you're farming him by yourself, and let's say you go in and you load in, you try to get behind him, but you suddenly can't, right? So this is a trick to kind of bait him out. Like, it's really easy. So let's say you're going about your thing and you forget to lunge step, and let's say he does the wall thing, right? So now he does the wall thing, and now you're trapped behind the wall. Well, if you stand far enough, he'll lunge forward because he wants to come kill you. And if he does that, then you basically just bait him out this way. See, I got 2 shots off of him on that. So that was pretty cool. And so I like to use his ground attack as a means to lower my HP. It's pretty safe to do for the most part. So I just kind of gauge how much HP I want to lose, and then I just use that to kind of keep my HP within a certain range where I can hear the heartbeat all the time, so that you know, my 105 mags kind of kick in. So it's always good. You always want to finish the fight quickly as you can. You know, and it's just finding these little tricks and things that make the fight a little bit easier, a little bit more effective for you, so that you can be a little bit more effective at farming. So just, you know, just look out for little tricks and stuff. So see right there, I got 1 shot off, so that's pretty cool. That's generally what I do. I'll get a shot off. When he's doing the pound thing though, even though you're range, you won't be able to hit him. So previously, like I think maybe last year, when I started playing this with my bow character, when he does that ground thing, you could totally snipe him. You just stand just slightly outside of it and just rapid shot him, just snipe the hell out of him. But in the previous, you know, in the recent updates, they removed that for obvious reasons, of course. But yeah, I kind of miss having that ability, having the ability to do that. It makes the fight so much easier when he does that, the pound electrocution on the ground. So yeah, just stuff like that. I farm this pretty regularly, and so it becomes kind of like a mindless thing to do now. So you just kind of watch for things like that. If you're on the right side of him and he lunges at you, you can block it, because if you're running to the slight right, like here, watch, like kind of like over here, when he lunges, you'll be able to block that without getting the splash damage, because all it is that if you're standing too close for the double blade, so the blade will hit your character hitbox, right? And then you'll block that, you'll perfect block that. But then there's another set of hitboxes behind him. So if you think of Satan like he's like a box, if you will. There's like a front side of the box and the back side of the box, where you block the front side, but the back side is still coming at you. And when you get that hit, you're still gonna register that hit on your character. And you know, especially when you're low health, like it's something that you have to watch out for, because it's gonna get you. You know, like if you're running hell, like that hit is going to be hard. See, like right here, I'm just slightly outside of the hit, so like the blade only registers once. So I'll try to do it where the blade will hit me twice, and then let's see. I'll try to lure him out into a lunge. Oh, not good. I might die here. See, there we go. If you listen carefully, you'll hear the double ping, which means that I blocked both of them. Luckily, because it was close enough where it like blocked both hits. Sometimes you can block multiple hits at once, and that's what happened at that time. So I didn't die, but usually if I'm too close to his body, I will take the second hit and it'll hit me for whatever damage the block amount is, I believe. I've taken full hits before, even though I'm blocking. So that's something to kind of watch out for, because I think I might be wrong on that one, but I haven't tested out fully. You'll perfect block the first hit, but the second hit, see, like right there, see it hit me 3 times? I'm too close to his body, so the body also has a hitbox. His blades have a hitbox, and so you'll take uber hits if you're not careful where you're going. So he's gonna do the laser thing. He's probably gonna lunge at me right here. So I'll run this way. So clearly I'm out of the way. I don't like being in the corner, so rip. So I'll run sort of that way. The only problem with running to the right is if he does the laser, you have a smaller window of time to get him, to block it, actually. So it's something to be aware of. If you run to the left of him, you'll have much more time to block it, that laser sweep, but you also have to kind of pause for a second before you block. So when I was first starting to farm Satan, I get really nervous when I'm fighting him, especially when he does the laser, because running on hell, he'll do the laser and it almost one hit kills you, right? Especially when you're low health. So I get pretty nervous, and so I'll be running to the left, but then I start to block too early. And if you block too early, when you let go of the block, you'll still take the hit. So that's just something to watch out for, because all these things matter, right? So like right there, I lagged a little bit, and I took the hit even though I felt like I blocked it. So a little bit strange. Sometimes there's too much lag. So see right there, I had to block a little bit early. So I'm just kind of baiting him out here, waiting for my HP to heal. Kind of don't want to use the healing potion, but alright, well I guess that didn't work, so I'll do it this way. There we go. So he's gonna do that. So yeah, so that's Satan farming, guys. Pretty easy if you ask me. The same principle applies for hard and hell. Obviously, Satan has more HP, but it's the same concept. Like you basically do the same thing. It just takes a little bit longer. The loot is better, but yeah, I usually farm it on normal for myself because I don't do a tremendous amount of damage with fire. Wand has holy skills, but you basically have to get a holy weapon, level it up to 100, put the skills on there, well, put the skills on there before you level up to 100, and then come back and fight him. I feel like that's nice if you're running Oni dungeon by yourself. You need to farm by yourself, which is okay, but for the most part, Fire Inferno 5 is gonna do it for you. So yeah, there you have it, guys. A little bit of Satan farming, some tricks and pointers from your friend Evil. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys later. Peace.